What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Piscifun YouTube channel. My name is Cody Solberg. For those of you that do not know me, I do run my own YouTube channel called Cody S. We do a ton of fishing content on there, from ice fishing like we're doing today to open water fishing for walleyes and salmon mainly. But we do a lot of other stuff on that channel too as well. But today I am a guest appearance here on this channel. And yeah, as you can tell, we're out on the ice, and I am pretty excited to fish today for a couple of reasons. One, it is extremely warm out. I believe it's like 46 or 50 degrees, and believe it or not, I still ripped the side-by-side out onto the ice. You know, it kind of sounds crazy, but we had some extremely cold temperatures the last couple of weeks, so there's a ton of ice still out on the lakes. And this is kind of a super unique time of the year, because although we have a ton of ice, spring is right around the corner. It really starts to warm up. I'm wearing literally a sweatshirt today and then a light pair of bibs, and this is all I'm gonna need today, and I'm gonna feel pretty much comfortable throughout the day. So super excited for that. Another thing that I'm excited about is normally late ice like this, the fishing starts to get really good again. So typically, you know, that early ice time of the year is always really good, and then this late ice time of the year can be a lot of fun too as well. And today we're gonna be targeting some bluegills and crappies. Probably gonna get a pretty good mixture of both today for the lake that I'm actually gonna be fishing. But what I wanted to showcase or show you guys today was how I use my Livescope unit in conjunction with you know, a standard flasher. Sometimes, especially during certain times of the year, these finicky fish can sometimes feel the ping coming off the transducer of your Garmin or any forward-facing sonar for that matter. And one thing that I have kind of done to adapt to that is use my standard Vexilar flasher that I have along with that forward-facing sonar. So by using them in conjunction, it can be a deadly unit out on the ice. I can use that forward-facing sonar image as basically a guide to figure out where those fish are going, where they're moving to, and then use my portable flasher, that Vexilar unit, and just kind of bounce around to the holes that I punched, and just kind of keep myself on top of that school at all times by using that forward-facing sonar. So it's a very unique way to fish, and it can definitely help you put a lot more fish on the ice. So I'm gonna go ahead, get you guys set up on a tripod here. I'm gonna unpack some stuff, punch a couple of holes, get the Livescope in, and see if we can find some fish. One thing you want to be careful about this time of the year is making sure you don't step in any holes. When the ice starts to get honeycombed like this, it gets really dark, that snow starts to melt, and you can kind of sometimes lose sight of those holes. And the last thing you want to do is be stepping in some holes out here, so keep that in mind. So we'll go ahead and scan here. Right now I'm only scanning out 75 feet. So just by first glance, I think we found a pretty decent school to target. That right there is a pretty solid school. I'm gonna go ahead, actually there's already a few holes punched over there, so I don't even think I need to punch a hole. I'm just gonna grab my Vexilar, a rod, and jump over there and try to catch a few of those fish. All right, let's see what we got for rods today. Sure, this rod will work. It has one of my favorite reels on it, the Piscifun IceFishing Frost. And before I even get over there, I'm just gonna rig up some spikes on this bait. This time of the year, live bait can definitely perform really well. I like to just kind of put 2 little spikes on there. Just kind of get that rolling. And we'll be all set and ready to rock. Oh yeah, they're down there. Got that guy. Okay. That's a little better. A little closer to the size we're looking for. Nice bluegill. I'll go ahead and let him go. There's a giant school down there, and I want to stay on top of him. Got him. Well, this one feels good. Digging hard. Giant. Not an absolute giant, but he dug hard. That's a good bluegill too. Just power fishing through this school of fish right now. There is a ton of them down there. Got him. This one's small. Smaller. Another thing that the IceFishing Frost here has is a magnetic drop system. So you can actually pull this trigger on here and it'll drop the jig down for you. I like to go down a little quicker, so I like to just pull it out of the line guides, but you know, if you are running a heavier jig, you can go ahead, pull that trigger, and that magnetic drop system is actually really nice. It'll drop your bait down at a pretty steady pace, get it down there quick for you if you're running a heavier jig. Today, obviously, I'm running a pretty small tungstens, but you'll notice the school isn't getting spooked. They're staying here. There's not a ton of, you know, pain going into the water from this Vexilar transducer, so I don't have to worry about this school leaving super quickly. I mean, they might just move on naturally, but I don't have to worry about my electronics spooking those fish away. That feels like a better one. Oh yeah, it's digging good. That's a nice bluegill right there. That's probably, oh, I'd say an 8-inch bluegill all day long. If we were keeping fish for a fish fry, this would definitely be a great one to keep. But I've had my fair share of fish this winter, and I'm letting everything go today. Spring is on the way. These fish are gonna be doing their thing soon, so I wanna let them be, and I can't stress enough how important it is if you are coming out late ice, if you do start getting into some of those big giant bluegills, you know, anything over that 9-inch mark, those are prime spawners. And then, you know, a lot of those big bull bluegills are the ones that are going to protect the spawning beds in the spring. So you want to make sure that you're getting those fish back. That way, you know, they can reproduce, do their thing, and make sure you have a healthy fishery for the future. But I tell you what, it is fun to get out here in 40-degree weather on top of some ice and catch some fish. And we're just freaking pounding them right now. This is another good one. Look at that. Gorgeous bluegill. Again, probably right around that 8-inch range. Make perfect fillets. But yeah, I'd say that's an 8-inch fish all day long, maybe a little longer than 8 inches. Probably with how aggressive this school is, I bet you I could even get away with artificial bait today too as well. All right, just for grins, I went and grabbed a plastic just because I figured, you know what, I'm probably gonna be able to catch these fish the way they're, how aggressive these fish are. I figured I'm gonna be able to get them on a plastic. So I'm gonna go ahead and try that. Wow. These are some dandy marks and they're actually not eating the plastic. There we go, that one crushed it. That one feels decent. Man, I thought they would crush the plastic just a little bit harder, but they're not absolutely demolishing it like they were with the live bait. So I might end up having to switch back, but that one, not big at all. Well, maybe a little bigger than I thought. It's a nice bluegill. Definitely probably another 8-incher there. Warm weather getting in. Let's see how quickly this happens with live bait. Quickly we can catch one. I bet you it's gonna be almost instant. Here they come. Instant. Instant. That's not the size we're looking for, but still that happened instantly. All right, real quick, we're gonna take a break from the action. This is an absolutely insane bluegill bite that I'm on right now, but I wanna talk to you guys a little bit about my setup right now, mainly focusing here on the reel and the rigging that I kinda got going on here. So I do like using a longer rod, especially if I'm not gonna be fishing in the shack, just because I like having that sensitive tip with that longer backbone. That way, a lot of those head shakes, especially from some of these bigger bluegills, are kinda comforted. And you're not gonna risk losing any of those fish at the hole. You're just gonna be able to kind of lift them up out of the hole and still have enough power in order to get some of those bigger bluegills up without them, you know, dumping off on you. So I do like running a longer rod, especially for panfish as well. But what I have rigged up on this rod actually, but another one of my favorite setups this winter has been the Piscifun Illumix. Now, if you guys are familiar with my channel, you've seen me use this reel a ton last spring during the open water season. It's been a staple in my boat. It's been kind of one of my go-to reels over the past year here now. And I was actually super excited to kind of relay that over to the ice season too as well. So this is an Illumix 1000. I got that spooled up with some fins braid, and this is, I believe, 4-pound braid. And one thing that I did not do a ton last year was run braid on my panfish setups. But I since then kind of switched over to this fins braid and have been absolutely stunned by the amount of sensitivity that I've been missing out on the ice here, chasing after, you know, finicky bluegills or even big crappies. You can feel everything so much better through that braid, just as as we do, you know, in the open water. So I was kind of one of those guys on the ice that always kind of stuck with mono. Obviously, my open water rods, everything that I have is rigged up with braid. And one of the bigger things that I kind of always shied away from on the ice was just worrying about my braid freezing up on me when I was outside of the shack, or sometimes even inside of the shack. A lot of times what you could have happen is you'd get a lot of ice buildup on the line, and it would just be kind of annoying. Sometimes you'd lose fish because of it, but actually been pretty impressed with this fins braid. So definitely check out some reels from piscifun.com if you're looking for some nice affordable reels. They have a great ice lineup, whether you're looking for an open face reel like this or a magnetic drop reel like the ICX Frost. These are all great options and are definitely going to help you put a few more fish on the ice. But I'm going to go ahead and get back to fishing. Bluegills are waiting for me, and I'm having a ton of fun out here today. It's crazy how you can go from no fish to a ton of fish just by a simple bait change. That one crushed it. Wow, these bluegills are all fired up. These aren't even like that big. Here comes one. Ooh, that's gonna be a good one. Yep. Oh my gosh, that one hit it with some authority. There we go. That's a nice fat bluegill right there. Check that one out. That's just a thick one. Shoulders on him. This is what I was talking about before. Little bigger than this, and you're for sure gonna wanna be letting those bluegills go, because these are the guys that are gonna be protecting the beds in the spring. But that right there is just a gorgeous bluegill. Go ahead, it's 8 inches all day long. Let him back down the hole. This is so much fun. Here's a nice mark coming off the bottom. See, you don't have to worry about getting cold, having a shack. This might be a good one to end on right here. Pumpkin seed. There we go, nice pumpkin seed. We're gonna end the video on that. Super fun getting out here. Again, it's just one of the better times to get out and take advantage of the warm weather before all of this ice is gone and we get into, you know, that springtime period. A lot of people kind of write it off because they hear about, you know, the ice kind of deteriorating on social media and they think it's not safe to get out on. Well, a lot of these lakes right now, especially in Wisconsin, they have a ton of ice on them. There's probably a little bit over 12 inches out on this lake. And even though you're getting some warm days, this ice is still going to take a while to, you know, deteriorate and completely disappear. So it's still safe to get out here on some of this ice. Obviously, you want to use caution if you're going to be coming out with, you know, any sort of vehicle or snowmobile or anything like that. Just be sure that you're aware of what the ice conditions are like on the lake that you're going to be venturing out on, and you're going to be perfectly fine, and you're probably going to find an awesome bite to take advantage of like we did today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, go down again, hit that subscribe button down below. Piscifun has all sorts of awesome stuff that's available here on this channel. But yeah, hopefully the next time we see you guys, we're going to be out in the boat, and we'll probably have hopefully a little warmer temperatures even than it is today. But thank you guys again, as always. Keep living your dream. Tight lines for PC Fun. We'll catch you guys on the next one.